Could be a 5. You never know. You never know. Christmas bookmark to use. I'm really excited to start this one. They've both been really kind of naffed. I would say almost halfway through. Hi guys, it's Rachel and welcome back to my channel. We are reading Christmas books in this week's reading vlog. I really hope you enjoyed it. I didn't film this intro at the beginning, so I know all the books I read. We've had some hit and misses, but without further ado, let's jump into the first book that I'm reading for this vlog. So the first book I'm going to start with is Make You Mine This Christmas by Lizzie Huxley Jones. This is a kind of like sapphic fake dating book when our main character, Half, is on a Christmas party, work party on a night out, ends up kissing a stranger under the mistletoe called Christopher, and they end up fake dating because everyone starts to believe that they are actually truly in love. So they go along with the ruse and end up spending Christmas together up in Christopher's family's like log cabin. And little does Half know that when she gets up to the cabin, she starts falling for Christopher's sister. So it's like a fake dating, a sapphic sort of family holiday rom-com, and I'm really excited to get started.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town.
All bundled up reading a little bit of my current read, and I don't know if it's because I've literally just today finished listening to the audiobook of Miranda Hart's new book, which is called I Haven't Been Completely Honest With You, and obviously the audiobook was narrated by herself. I'm reading our main character Half as Miranda Hart's like humour and tone of voice, and it's just making this book funnier. This book's funny anyway, there's definitely some good one-liners in this book, but the fact that I'm reading it in Miranda Hart's voice is making it better, and that's not a bad thing in my opinion, because I absolutely love Miranda Hart, hence why I read or listened to her audiobook in the first place, which I do recommend, by the way. Very good. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm only 30 pages in, but Bake Off, the final, starts in a few minutes, so I won't be able to read much more. But yeah, enjoying it. The writing style is really quick paced, really easy to read. It's not like Christmassy yet, because we haven't got to like the Christmas part. We're like 2 weeks away from Christmas, but overall enjoying it so far, 30 pages in, so I can't really complain too much. But yeah, just thought I'd pop in and say I've listened to Miranda Hart's audiobook, so now I'm reading our main character as Miranda Hart, and I'm not complaining. It's now the next day. I'm over 100 pages into Make You Mine This Christmas by Lizzie Huxley Jones, and I am really enjoying it. We've got to the point now where our main character Half has met her fake boyfriend and also her fake boyfriend's sister, who she's now realised is the sister of the fake boyfriend. So there's lots of like awkward situations and chaos because it's forced proximity, one bed trope with the fake boyfriend, yet she's pining for the sister. So there's a lot of like awkward sexual tension, which is really fun to read about. A lot of laugh out loud moments as well, which I'm enjoying. It's just a nice, easy, light-hearted read, but it's a little bit more than that because you're really getting to know the characters. It doesn't feel fast-paced in terms of like you're skimming over a lot of the character development. I feel like you're really getting to know the characters on a deep level because you're like, because of that forced proximity of you're spending Christmas with a family that you've never met before. It's very much like there's no other places that anyone's going to be, like they are just spending Christmas together. So you kind of got this really close-knit family in their like manor house where Half has just kind of like had to join them and just be thrown in at a deep end. So she's trying to like navigate this chaos that's happening around her while she's trying to fake date this guy, trying to impress the parents because she's meant to be in love with their son, whilst also pining over the sister and the daughter. So yeah, I just feel like you're really getting to know the characters. You're really getting to know the relationship between Half and Christopher, who is her fake dating boyfriend, in like a really platonic way. Neither of them have romantic interest in one another. They're literally just doing this for their own benefit, or what they thought was their own benefit when they first decided to conjure up this plan. You're really getting to know their sort of like friendship. And then Kit's obviously just being brought into the equation, who is Christopher's sister, and just starting to really get to know her as a character. But I really like the parents as characters too. You have Otto, who is the father, and Ethel, who is the mother, and they're just like this kind of like really proper kind of couple who have a lot of money. They've come from a lot of money, and they live in this like stately manor, but they're really just like down to earth as well. And I'm just really enjoying the character dynamics and how kind of like involved we get with just the characters because of this forced proximity that you get because this book is set at Christmas. Do I feel like it's a really Christmassy book? No. I don't really feel like festive reading this book. I really feel like this is one of those Christmas books where if you took Christmas out of the book, nothing would change. And I don't mind that, but when I'm going into a book for the Christmassy vibes, I want the Christmassy vibes. And so far, we're not really getting those Christmassy vibes. But that's fine. I'm really enjoying it, like I said. It's just a little bit disappointed. I wish there was a little bit more Christmas, but that could come. We've still got another 200 pages left to read this book. So yeah, really enjoying this so far. And there isn't actually like a second book in this series, which came out this year, I believe. I can't remember the name of it, but it actually follows Christopher's love story. So obviously, this story has Christopher in it, who is the fake dating boyfriend, but you don't really get his side of the romance because this is very much a platonic fake dating situation that doesn't even evolve into anything because our main character Half ends up falling for his sister. So it's kind of like their relationship that you kind of really get to see develop and evolve. And Christopher obviously gets pushed to the sideline, I'm assuming, because I haven't got that far into it yet. So that the second book in this kind of like mini companion series actually follows his relationship and his love story for once, which I actually think is like a really nice little like add-on. So if I enjoy this, I might also have to try and pick up another Christmas book this month, which will be a total of like 10 Christmas books in December. But I am living for it. I have about a couple of minutes before I'm a Celebrity starts, so I'm going to try and read as much of this as possible, and I'll keep you
Jingle
posted.
bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight.
Happy December 1st. I have finally finished my first Christmas book for this vlog. It took me way longer than planned and intended to finish, but I did finish it, and it has come out at 4 stars, and that was Make Your Mind is Christmas by Lizzie Huxley-Jones. This is a queer rom-com where our main character Half falls for her fake boyfriend's sister, and there's lots of laughter, funny moments, just getting yourself into really chaotic situations and trying to get yourself out of them. And I had a really good time reading it. The writing was nice and easy to read. It was quick paced when I did actually sit down and read. This past week has just been a lot busier than I thought it was going to be, so I didn't have as much time to read as I wanted, but that's absolutely fine. I did end up really enjoying it. What I loved most about this book was the friendships. There is such a core friendship group that gets created in this book, and even the parents of the fake boyfriend's family were just such a wholesome key part of the story, which I really enjoyed. This is definitely not like your ultimate festive Christmas rom-com that you kind of imagine a Hallmark movie to be. It was definitely a lot deeper than that. You definitely follow Half as she kind of like starts to grow and understand herself a lot better, as well as her fake boyfriend Chris, or Christopher. He has a lot of stuff going on in his life as well, and those two really just try and get through it together and create this really incredible friendship. And I just actually think out of all the relationships in this book, I know you're meant to be pining for Half and the sister, which is like the true romance of this story, but I was just really rooting for Half and Christopher in their friendship because I thought it was such a cute friendship that got blossomed and grew throughout this story. And yeah, I think the friendship was my favourite part of the whole story, and I just overall had a really fun time reading it. Definitely recommend if you're looking for a more kind of like character exploration, more in-depth, less kind of like Christmassy, just fun, cringe, festive vibes, and just more of like a more wholesome, you get more out of the story fiction novel, I would recommend this one for sure. But I am now really excited because I'm going to go into my most anticipated release of this festive season, and that is Sarah Morgan's The Christmas Cottage. I have such high expectations for this book because of how much I loved The Christmas Book Club last year, which was Sarah Morgan's latest release in 2023. This is her Christmas book for 2024. I haven't read much Sarah Morgan. The Christmas Book Club was my first Sarah Morgan, but what I've kind of come to discover is she releases 2 books a year, a summer one and a festive, romancy Christmas one. So she'll be releasing, hopefully, until years and years down the line, a festive book every single year. And I feel like now it's going to be like my just anticipated release for the festive season, and I cannot wait to delve into this one. This one follows our main character Imogen, who is an events organizer, and when she starts to get really burnt out of work, she decides to take a little bit of a respite and ends up going to the Cotswolds with one of her clients to spend the festive season there, and obviously a romance blossoms from a small town festive vibe book. And I'm really, really excited to see what the story entails and has for me, because I absolutely love Sarah Morgan's writing style, so I'm really excited to start this one. But before I start this one, because my family, my sister, her boyfriend and my parents are coming over to see some Christmas lights in our local area, and then they're coming back to our house for a dinner. Our Christmas tree is up, so it's going to be nice and cozy, just going to be a really nice chilled day and evening for my family. So I'm not going to have that much time to read. So to get another Christmas book off my TBR for this vlog, I'm hopefully now, before my family and the festivities begin, I'm going to read a novella on my Kindle. I'm going to read, I think, Olivia Dade's novella that's part of that like Christmas rom-com bundle that Amazon has recently released, and it's called All by My Elf by Olivia Dade. I read one Olivia Dade before and I enjoyed the writing. It was very humorous. I did really enjoy it, but I haven't read anything since that. This is a short novella, about 56 pages. I have read one other book in this kind of like romance Christmas bundle by Jennifer Belfleur, I want to say is how you pronounce the author's name. I liked it, but 50 pages didn't really give me enough to really root for the characters, be invested in the story. So I'm hoping for a little bit more of this one. I gave Mayhem and Merriment, I think is what the other book is called, a 3-star. So I'm hoping a little bit more for this one, especially because I've read from the author before. So I'm going to start this one, but this evening, once my family have disappeared, I'm a celebs on, I'm going to start this one because I cannot wait to dive in. But those are hopefully 2 of my reading plans today, and I'll keep you posted. Also, I forgot to mention, I have a Christmas bookmark to use. So this will be going straight into the Christmas cottage. These bookmarks that I have a few of are from Fleur on Sunday. Yeah, Fleur's on Sunday. I absolutely love their Etsy store. I love their bookmark design. So yeah, I'm excited to finally use this one because all my Christmassy books so far have been on my Kindle. So finally have a physical Christmas book to read, and I'm going to be using my festive bookmark. We're now back from all our festivities. My parents, my sister and her boyfriend have now left, and it's time to relax. It is 9 o'clock. Mark is catching up on the F1. I've let him do that. And I won't be watching I'm a Celeb tonight, which is fine because that means I can actually finally read today. I haven't read anything. And I think just to make myself feel accomplished, I'm going to read the novella of All by My Elf by Olivia Dade. I was like just about to track this on Goodreads, which is why I turned the camera on, because I was about to track it on Goodreads, like I'm starting to read it, yada, yada, yada. Went to the Goodreads. The rating is a 2.67. I don't know if you can see that. But the synopsis sounds so good. It basically says, secret crushes, spicy Christmas treats, holiday traffic, and a fateful snowstorm brings 2 good friends together in a funny, heartfelt short story. Nina and William are unpaid adjacent professors at the same university, where winter break is no break at all. 'Tis a season to make extra money. When their holiday side hustle has them stranded by a blinding blizzard in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing to do but cuddle up for warmth and play a game of Never Have I Ever to pass the time. But in a game of love, secrets never stay secret for long. And it sounds good, but the rating is shocking. So I'm going to read this 50 odd or so pages and let you know how I feel. But hopefully I can read this all tonight before falling asleep, and then hopefully I can start, I don't even have it with me, my Christmas Cottage, my all-star. I cannot wait to read that book. Hopefully I can start that tomorrow instead. But reading has not been a thing that I have been able to find time to do today. So hopefully I can get this read now and let you know if it's worth a 2-star on Goodreads or whether I actually enjoy it, because I think the synopsis sounds really good. I was confused at the beginning, read a sex scene, and then the book ended. I have finished All by My Elf by Olivia Dade, and I've given it a 2-star. So far, the 2 novellas I've read in this like Amazon Kindle romance Christmas bundle have both been like a 2-star, and they've both been really kind of naff. This one, All by My Elf, was worse than Merriment and Mayhem, but still just really average. Novellas for me are very much like, you don't have enough time to get invested in characters. You don't have enough time to develop a story that makes me want to feel invested in the characters. So I really just don't think the novellas are for me. I have one more left on my TBR within that bundle, and that's Ali Hazelwood. So I don't know whether to like give up and not read that one at all and save myself 50 odd pages of reading. I actually think Ali Hazelwood's one's like 74 pages. Or actually read it because I know I enjoy Ali Hazelwood's writing and storytelling. So will she combat like this novella Christmas curse that I've put myself on with the 2 stars? I don't know, but I finished it. I wouldn't recommend it. It was really naff. It was really hard to understand what was going on. It basically followed a friend with unrequited love with a different like friend. They're both colleagues,
And they end up renting a van and working this like holiday side hustle thing, riding in like a hot dog van. I don't really know. And their other friend came along, so there's 3 of them. They then randomly, for some God only knows reason, I have no idea what the reason was, the other friend got dropped off. Then they got stuck in a traffic jam and had to spend the night in the van because they couldn't move because of a snowstorm. And then they had sex because they played Never Have I Ever. And then the story ended by them picking up their other friend again because the snowstorm finished. It was really weird and really not very good. So yay for me. I've just spent all day at work. I'm just about to log off for the evening. I need to catch up on I'm a Celebrity from last night because I didn't watch it. But I'm really, really excited to hopefully delve into a 5-star Christmas romance. And obviously that's going to be The Christmas Cottage by Sarah Morgan. And I cannot wait. I need to read about 100 pages of this tonight to stay on track with all my Christmas reading. So hopefully that'll be doable. I'm sure it will be. But I'm very, very excited to delve in. But that's the update. Oh, my camera battery is dying, but it's currently Wednesday morning. I'm coming with an update because I am almost halfway through The Christmas Cottage by Sarah Morgan. I am loving this book, but is it really Christmassy? Not really. It's kind of like that vibe where The Holiday, the film with Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz and Jack Black, is like a Christmas film because it feels festive, but it's not like your story about Santa Claus or your story about, I don't know, the Christmas auras. So it's kind of like that festive book, but it's not like a Christmas book. And I'm really enjoying it for the characters and the character relationships. And I am really enjoying the plot, but it's not like wholesome Christmas vibes yet. And I found that with the Christmas book club as well, is that the first half of the book was very much setting up the characters and the plot, and then the second half was very, very Christmassy. So that still potentially could be the way this book is also going. If you didn't know, this book basically follows our main character, Imogen, who is an event organiser. She is very much all about her work. She is very much a workaholic. She absolutely loves her job. And then she gets burnt out and her boss tells her to take a month off at Christmas just to try and reset and take some time away. She never takes annual leave, so she's like bulked up all of this annual leave, and her boss enforces her to take this annual leave in all of December, and she doesn't really like that idea. And then one of her clients, Dorothy, who you get a perspective from in the story, you also get Dorothy's daughter and you also get Imogen's story, so it's a 3-perspective story. Dorothy invites Imogen to stay in her Christmas cottage for the December period while she takes some time off work. And I think that's where you're going to start getting all the festivities of this book. And that's where I've just kind of like got up to. Imogen has just arrived at the Christmas cottage to spend her December off work, enjoying the festivities that the Cotswolds has in store for her. And that is kind of like Imogen's side of the story. There's some kind of like family drama that you're trying to discover. She doesn't really have a good relationship with her mum. And you're trying to like find out that sort of dynamic and what's going on there. And then you're following Dorothy, who also has some sort of secrets. Her husband had died a very long time ago, which means obviously Sarah's dad has died. So they're trying to navigate this grief, even though it was years and years and years ago. Like that grief kind of like never disappears and leaves. But you also have this other kind of like family secret. And I think, I don't want to spoil it, but I don't want to spoil myself either, really. But I think I've discovered the plot kind of like twist. The plot twist, that's the word. I think I discovered a plot twist. I think the reason you get 3 perspectives, you get Imogen, you get Dorothy, and you get Sarah, is because they're all interlinked in some way. And I think I figured it out, which makes me very, very happy. I love figuring things out in stories like this that aren't thrillers, that enables you to link the 3 or however many characters are together. I love figuring that out by myself and like on my own. So if I have got that right, I'll be so, so happy. I am loving the writing style. Like I said, I'm loving the characters. I'm loving kind of like their dynamics, and I love kind of like I said, figuring out what their connection is. So I'm really hoping the second half of the book is a bit more festive than the first half, which I think it will be. And then maybe it's going to be like a 4.5 star read, depending on the ending. But loving it, just not as much as the Christmas Book Club, which I kind of expected just because of the plot premise of the Christmas Book Club, but it's very much my vibe. Obviously it has the word book club in the title, so loved that one a little bit more, but still really, really enjoying this one. I'm hoping to get it finished today, so fingers crossed I can come in with an update saying I finished it very, very soon. What is this feeling? Unadulterated loathing. It is now Friday evening. I have finished work for a 3-day weekend. Whoop 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 whoop. Chloe is currently on sprints for her Patreons. Mark is at a Christmas work party tonight, so I am chilling out. and I'm so excited. I've had such a busy week at work, and today was busy as well because I was the only designer working, so everything came my way. So I was just ready to relax. I have had pizza for dinner which has been well documented with Chloe and Emily, and I've done a washing up, I put the laundry away, and I'm just ready to chill out and relax. I need to come in with an update though, because I have finished Christmas Cottage. I did manage to finish the remainder of that book on Wednesday, because I was commuting into London for a health appointment, a hospital appointment. So I managed to get that book completely finished, and then I had the last like 30 pages left to read whilst I was watching I'm a Celebrity, and when I got into bed. So I finished it, and I did give it a 4-star overall. I still absolutely loved it. I do think Sarah Morgan is becoming one of my new favourite authors in just terms of like how she writes characters and how she makes you feel about the characters. It's just so precious. I just really like how she explores character relationships and character growth and character development, and that's one of my like key words and key things in books I absolutely love, and I feel like she executes them in like my perfect way. So I have massively enjoyed the 2 books I have read from her, both being Christmas books. So I'm just really intrigued to read a summer book from her, because apparently she releases a Christmas book and a summer book every single year, and I've only kind of like touched upon her last 2 latest Christmas books. So I'm excited for 2025 to maybe read her summer book and Christmas book next year, and just kind of like get that ball rolling of starting to read maybe Sarah Morgan a little bit more, because I just really enjoy her writing style. It's easy to read, it's quick to read, and she truly does make you fall in love with the characters. This wasn't my favourite one out of the 2 that I've read, and I do think it is because the Christmas book club was so much more festive in terms of like it was truly set at this one was set at Christmas as well, but this one, because I think they were reading a Christmas book at a Christmas kind of like cozy inn, and they went sledging and they just did a lot more like festive-y Christmas things. It just felt a lot more Christmassy compared to this one. This one had a lot more like family drama that was taking centre stage compared to like the festive activities. It did definitely get more festive into the second half, which I kind of predicted when I spoke to you last. So overall, I gave it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it, but not as much as the Christmas book club. But I think that's kind of to be predicted. Like, it's a book about book club, targeted towards readers. I feel like that whole package was just perfection. But this one was also really, really good. I'm very, very glad I enjoyed it. This will be the last book. The next book I read will be the last book I read for this vlog. I'm in my hoodie, but I am sweating, but I just want to be cozy. So the last book I'm going to be reading for this vlog is Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. I have not read an Ashley Herring Blake adult romance book, but I class her as one of like my like go-to authors, because I love her middle grade. So this will be my first step in with Ashley Herring Blake's like adult romance, on how she writes smut and how she writes actual adult characters rather than middle grade characters. So I'm really, really intrigued. I haven't started it yet. I read nothing yesterday. I think I just wanted an evening just to chill out with Mark, because I knew he was out this evening and I knew I was going to have a lot of time to read this evening. So didn't read anything yesterday, but I'm ready to conquer down, give Chloe all of my attention, and read as much as possible as of Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, which I've got up and raring to go. I'm ready. It's about 350 pages. If I could read like 200 pages of this tonight and then finish off the rest tomorrow, that would be amazing. But yeah, I'm excited to get reading. I need to stop procrastinating. Chloe has 38 minutes left on her second sprint, and I need to start reading. So let's go, go, go.
While Santa's busy saying ho, 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 we're feeling jolly.
Oh, by the way, I haven't had anyone talk about this book until yesterday, when I saw someone on Instagram speak about it and saying how annoying the love interest is, and if the book gets any better. So I'm not going in with high expectations, but also I'm really, really hoping I enjoy this book. We've had some success in this reading vlog. We've had 2 4-stars and 2.5. So hopefully this one is better than 2.5. Could be a 5. You never know. It just kind of dawned on me how the 2 love interests know each other. So basically this book follows our main character Charlotte. It's told in dual perspective, Charlotte and Brighton, and I think they were married 5 years ago, and then something's happened around Christmas time and they're divorced, they're no longer together, they don't see each other anymore. Charlotte then starts having all these cursed things happen to her on Christmas, and she just doesn't like Christmas anymore for obviously acceptable reasons. And then when her friends at work, I say work, find out she's in a string quartet, which I think is such a cool, unique little like side thing to have in a book, like classical music. So cool. She's in a string quartet. She plays a violin. And when they realise she has nowhere to go for Christmas, they invite her over to her family's house. So she ends up spending Christmas with Salone's family. And Salone's sister, Adele, also has a friend called Brighton, who also doesn't like Christmas because she got divorced 5 years ago. And she is spending Christmas with Adele's family. Salone and Adele are sisters. So I think this is fourth proximity, second chance romance, which I'm kind of digging. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm 47 pages into it.
I feel like it's been ages, but I have finally finished my last book for this vlog. I have finally finished Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. I didn't love it. It scraped a 3-star. I just put it through core pile off screen. I didn't love this book. I didn't like the miscommunication. I thought the two main characters were really immature and like too like naive and too like bickery. It was enemies to lovers, kind of. And I just didn't like the way the story kind of like evolved and flushed out because of the amount of like miscommunication and just like teenage bickering there was when it's meant to be like an adult romance. So if you didn't know, this book basically follows our two main characters, Charlotte and Brighton. Charlotte and Brighton have a major history. They childhood best friends, they turned into lovers, and then they decided to impromptu get married. However, due to unforeseen circumstances that you don't know at the beginning, Brighton ends up leaving Charlotte at the altar and runs away on the wedding day and never see each other again. Fast forward 5 years, when Brighton is best friends with Adele, Charlotte is best friends with Salone and Adele are sisters. When neither of them can have their traditional Christmases, they both end up going to the sisters' family's house for Christmas. Lo and behold, they see each other for the first time again after 5 years, after this horrendous event has happened, being left at the altar. Forced proximity, enemies to lovers, second chance romance. It's just all of these like book tropes kind of like came together, and I don't think it really worked. I think there were too many. And there was even a point of like a little bit of a one bed trope situation going on. And for me, I enjoyed the writing. This hasn't put me off other Ashley Herring Blake's adult romances. For me, this just wasn't really that great of a romance in terms of just like, I never really felt connected to the characters. I didn't really like the friendship group. I never really like had that sort of connection and that like, I love these so much, I want to know what's happening. It was just kind of like a fine book. There's nothing wrong with it. There was nothing amazing about it. This book for me just didn't really hit the spot. And that's completely a me issue and not a book issue, I feel like. But it just wasn't really for me. So it's come out as a flat 3-star. I really hope that when I read more Ashley Herring Blake's, I'll enjoy the characters a little bit more, fingers crossed, because there are a few on my TBR that I'd like to get to in 2025. But for now, this Christmas book by Ashley Herring Blake wasn't really that Christmassy. It didn't really get me in the feels, and it just kind of ended up being a 3-star. But we have had some really good books in this vlog, so I can't really count this vlog as a massive fail, because I do think I had some really, really good ones. Sarah Morgan's brand new book, The Christmas Cottage, which I gave a 4-star, Make You Mine This Christmas by Lizzie Huxley-Jones, which I gave a 4-star. Then we had the short novella, which was like a 2, so we can forget about that one. And then a 3-star with Ashley Herring Blake's Make the Season Bright. So overall, I've had some really fun times reading some festive books. I definitely think I'm burning myself out with the amount of festive romances, and I just feel like I need a little bit of a break now before we go into like the last kind of like week or so before Christmas, and I can like go back into all of the festive books. I think I need a little bit of a week off, so that is my plan, exactly, to do that, take some time off Christmas books and just enjoy some other books for the time being. But I really, really hope you enjoyed this video anyway. Let me know what Christmas books are on your TBR. Have you read any? Let me know if you have any recommendations. I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you get a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below to see future content from me. I do anything from weekly reading vlogs, monthly TBRs, monthly wrap-ups, and there are any other bookish content you can think of. I usually have on my channel, so make sure to subscribe so don't miss any. And I'm still, for the last few weeks, uploading my Walt Disney World vlog series, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.